Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now, on with the show.
Hello and welcome to Channel 52, a Southgate Media podcast dedicated to all things DC comic book related. I am Lilith, and joining me this week, live from the Blue Box, is
Rob Southgate
and
Alil Kanitsa.
with some minor intrusions hereby.
Molly Southgate.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah! That's my real special guest. Pay no attention to the two men.
Yeah, right. You're kind of in a Marvel sandwich right now because Alil and I do Nuff Said, and you're in between us. So
You guys who listen to Channel 52 know I can hold my own. No worries.
no worries.
So this week is 167 of DC's New 52 reboot.
Wow.
Not a fan.
Not a fan, but it's getting better. And on everybody's lips is the topic of convergence.
Convergence. Okay.
Have you guys heard about this?
Not on my lips. Wait, what is convergence?
Convergence is DC's new big event. You know, every year they have a big event. Maybe you're familiar with Villains Month or something like that.
Yeah.
Every year they have something big like that. And this year, well, next year, it's going to be Convergence.
Okay.
And it's basically revisiting all the stuff from, like, the pre-52 stuff. And
Okay.
it's, like, multiverse stuff, and it's like, hey, whatever happened to...
Okay, wait. I have a question. So are they taking, for those of you that don't know that are here, with New 52, what they did is they kind of
They rebooted everything, but not really.
Yeah, they
It's
didn't go
kinda
back and say
confusing.
everything's starting from zero. They just went like, Batman is now, from this point, anything happening in the New 52
Yeah.
is canon for Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a reboot, kind of a, this is what we're doing from here. Marvel did
it
the
was
same
to make it more
thing.
accessible to newer fans because you didn't want to go back to we say 86 Crisis on Infinite Earths, you know.
Right.
That was the first one, and then we had
They've done this
zero,
before,
zero
where
year.
they crash and burn everything and say we're starting
But
over.
they never started it from zero, and this was the thing that 52 did, the New 52 did, and it was just like, you know, the old timers are just like, no, man. But now with this whole convergence thing, they're like, okay, yeah, we get to find out what happened to, you know, Stephanie Brown's Batgirl and all this other stuff.
So are they gonna continue with the 52?
No, they're completely.
So 52's over.
No, it's for 2 months. It's over.
Oh, for 2 months.
2 months. It's over. It's just all these mini-series about what happened to these people during
Oh.
Flashpoint.
So after the 2 months, they're just going back to
Yeah.
where they were?
Yeah. Which is weird because it comes on the Tales of Multiversity, which is just all these Elsewhere Tales, and Elsewhere Tales have been kind of banned. So, but you know, comics aren't selling the way they used to. You got to give the people what you want if you want their cash. And DC is finally waking up to this. See, this is the only thing that I love about Marvel. Marvel panders to their fans like nobody's business.
Oh yeah, they do.
And
Keep pandering.
I commend them for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take my money.
DC needs
It's
to learn
here.
that thing. So I'm just happy, like, yeah, maybe we can get back to a point where everybody can be a little more happy and spread the cash around.
All right.
It won't happen.
It won't happen.
No, because honestly, with the movie universe, they are, well, I know for a fact that Dawn of Justice is based on a lot of Frank Miller, which are Elsewhere Tales in and of themselves and not canon. So that tells me a lot that they're not really trying to make a cohesive world, really, like everybody thinks they are.
Well, most of the Batman movies are based on Frank Miller's
Yeah.
work, though. So, I mean, I just think, but you're right. I mean, this one I think more so than any other because it's going to have Superman involved.
And that's the wrong guy to tap for Superman because Frank Miller hated Superman.
Right.
I don't know if you
Right.
guys know that.
No,
he
right,
makes
right.
him look like a clown at every chance he gets.
I mean, he does in the Dark Knight series that he
Yeah.
did. because I don't like Superman. I loved it because I guess I think I'm the same wavelength as Frank Miller about Superman, like the Boy Scout kind of thing, and it's just like nothing bad ever happened to him back in the day. So it's like, really, what is his sacrifice to be a superhero? And it's not. There's nothing, and I think that's what Frank Miller kind of touched in with that, showing that Batman, because of where he comes from and who he is, his sacrifices can overshadow and take over what Superman stands for.
Very true. Now, up until a point when they made Superman the official cash cow back in '93 with the Death of Superman, splitting up the 4 titles, Superman was my guy. Big Blue Boy Scout and all. Truth, Justice, the American Way. Loved him, loved him, loved him. And then they did that, and it was just no turning back. And it's like, all right, I guess it's Batman. And now they've made him a cash cow, and they've split up so many Batman family books. I'm just like, guys, you can't keep doing it. It's disingenuous. There's no need for it. Come back.
Well, I want to address the Batman thing for a second, because those are really the only DC books that I end up following. Like, I don't for a year, and then all of a sudden I'll read 12 issues of whatever. And I do like, I'm going to take the opposite approach. I like some of the things they've done, but they seem to give up on things.
Yeah.
So they had Batman Incorporated, which at first I was like, well, that might be spreading it thin. And then I read 2 issues and went, this is awesome. This is a great idea, and it's different than I've seen. Are they even doing that now?
No, they can't.
They
Some
kinda do
books
it, and
only
then
come out for 2 years unless they do certain numbers.
That one, that's a mistake.
Yeah.
And then, like, they've got Batgirl, but
Yeah. You're
don't know.
preaching to the choir.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, there's like, I only like certain. I
And-
only have 12 issues that I buy.
I would say the Marvel equivalent is the Spider-Verse, which can
is
be a
screwed
train.
up.
It can be a train
they
wreck
have-
too. And after the clone thing, that was like, what happened?
And then they consolidated everything, and then now they've kind of split it
No,
off.
now
again.
it's
now
like,
it's,
a
but
whole thing
I'm
in and of
wondering
itself.
if they're doing something here to blow something up. They're giving the fans everything to take it in because Spider-Man, so many characters, Miles Morales especially, the Ultimate Spider-Man. Now he's become really popular in the comic book fandom.
And in the cartoon too, right?
Well, he's not in that. It's Peter Parker in the Disney cartoon.
The Ultimate
No,
Spider-Man
the
cartoon
guy
that's
from
coming
Community
out.
is going to be Miles
Donald
Morales.
Glover.
Oh, he's going to be in. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, in this year they're bringing
Yeah.
him on it for a few. Yeah, but it's not. I don't think he's taking over the
That's
cartoon.
a
I
test
thought it was
run.
a
That's a
series
test
with
run.
him. He's just
No.
going to be on.
I thought it was a
Yeah,
test run.
Right now it's Peter Parker
Yeah.
in that, and he's building a team. There's this whole big thing going on. It's,
Look how Marvel kind of took over the DC
No,
podcast.
it's not taking it over because I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
See, why DC is doing this is because they know that they're very thin on diversity, as is Marvel to a point. It's
Yeah.
like, but the comic books themselves are very diverse, and so now they need to bring that into the TV show universe, into the movie universe.
True.
So I think that's the point. This is testing the waters. Like, okay, the fans say one thing and then they do another. We're going to keep our way.
Now here's a question. We're talking New 52, and then we're talking Continuum
Pre-52.
or whatever it is. When Marvel launched the Now series, the whole idea was this is the comic book extension of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, they tied that in, even though there's different stories and they can go other places. It's tied to it. So if you're reading the Now comics, you're in that universe. Whereas DC doesn't seem to do that. Is that what they're getting back to?
I think that's what they're trying to get back to,
But they're not matching the movies to the TV shows, and the TV shows don't match the
and I think
animated
that's okay,
shows.
though.
And the
I
you
think
do?
it's okay because it's a market for everything. For everything.
Oh,
DC
that was
does,
some
it's a
marketing
market.
speak. Wow.
No, it is. It's a market for everything. Like, their cartoons, they think little kids are watching. No, it's people my age, 26, 27, older. You know.
Hey,
not
who do you
there.
mean older?
No, and I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you where DC is just destroying everybody. Is
TV.
in it's their animated films.
Their
Oh, yeah,
animated
they
films
all-
are
they're
awesome.
animated films, right from
Holy cow!
The fans
And those are not for kids. So anybody out there with kids, do not watch these.
Oh, if you're
You pull
talking
them
about
up on
Justice League
Netflix,
War and all that stuff, yeah, no.
You pull it up on Netflix because I put up.
It's a strong
Batman
PG-13.
under the red.
Under the red
hood.
hood, not one for kids.
And I turn it on. I'm watching because my son's like, "Oh, let's watch Batman." I'm like, "You know how I feel." No, I'm just joking. So we're watching that, and all of a sudden, the first scene is Joker beating Robin to death with a crowbar, and I'm like, "What did I put on?" And he's 3.5, and I'm like, and my wife walks in, she's like, what is going on? And I'm like, she's like, this is worse than you putting on Walking Dead when the kids are around. I'm like, yeah, okay. So,
But no, they are really killing it. But they've always killed it in that aspect, even from in the Bruce Timm days. Even
yeah,
when
well,
the first,
The
even
Bruce
the
Timm
first one, the
Batman stuff is
animated
amazing.
Stuff, you know, the Mask of the Phantasm. That got a theatrical release.
Yep.
Mask of the
Wow.
Phantasm is
Which I
considered
own
one of the
on-
best Batman movies.
and I own it on
Absolutely.
DVD. I love that movie. I
You know,
really do.
the other one, as long as we're talking that old stuff, the Batman Begins, or no, Batman Beyond,
Yes.
Return of the Joker.
Yes.
Holy cow. That is such a great movie.
You know, I was
But once
doing,
again, not for kids.
very true. But when I did that interview with Travis Langley, who is the author of Dark and Stormy Night Psychology of Batman in his Rogues Gallery, he said that. Yeah, he's like, he doesn't even consider Batman the animated series to just be an anime. He's like, you could put that on primetime today,
Yeah.
and it would put the butts in the seats.
And it's
Oh,
on now.
I agree.
I watch it now. It's on the Hub. If you have DirecTV, I don't know what.
No, it comes on cable too. Cable has Hub too.
And I watch that with my kid. And
It's
it
a
is
classic.
amazing.
I own all 5 seasons. Even the 4th season, The Dark Red Skies and all that stuff. It was still an interesting take because everybody who was in the first 3 seasons was involved. They just wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
Right.
And they created their own. They created a superstar in that series with Harley Quinn.
And look at her now, you know.
I mean, Harley
her
Quinn is
title
like,
is selling like hotcakes.
yeah. When they just cast that Robbie,
Margot
whatever,
Robbie, yeah.
as Harley Quinn,
For the
and it's like
movies.
blowing up the internet. Forget
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian's butt. It's all about Harley Quinn.
It's
Yeah,
a
just-
powerful character.
Just don't watch the Suicide Squad cartoon,
Movie.
the cartoon movie with
Yeah,
your
Arkham
kids.
Asylum. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Arkham Asylum. Because we reviewed it in our podcast.
Yeah.
It was way more adult than you could
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
imagine.
Another thing that DC is doing really well are the video games.
All the Arkham Asylum video games.
Yeah, you know what?
Even
They
DC
used to be
DCU
terrible
Online.
at them. Terrible. And now is DCU Online, is that good? Because the Marvel
They
one is
rebooted
not
it.
good.
They rebooted it, and now it's really awesome.
Okay.
So you guys should definitely. It's free to play. You know how that goes. Freemium.
Oh, that's my type of game.
So
Yeah,
check it out.
the Arkham games are amazing.
And the Lego games.
Yeah, the Lego games are in and of themselves, though, because
Yeah.
I don't care what property it is for those Lego games.
It's Lego.
Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, Lego Star Wars, Lego
Yeah.
Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings.
Yeah. That's-
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But I love that they, even though I'm usually not a fan of like the extra content that they gave them the Arrow skins. And
Yeah.
we have Deathstroke and Felicity and Diggle and everybody. I think that was just one of the best things they did. Biased, I know.
A little
but
bit of a fangirl, huh?
I make no secret of it.
No.
No secret at all.
Hey, I love Arrow too. So
So, are you all caught up on Arrow? I'm going to put you on the spot.
You're-
Are you all caught
me?
up on Arrow?
No. I am, I think, 6 episodes in. See, here's how it works.
only 6 in.
Yeah, here's what happens. Martha, my wife, for those that don't know.
Don't you dare blame that gem of a woman.
No,
Don't
no,
you
no,
do
I'm
it.
not, I'm not blaming her at all. She is not a big superhero fan, okay? And, I mean, she
She
likes...
married the wrong man. Then.
She'll like some of this stuff, but she's not really into it. So the stuff we watch together, I don't suggest Arrow, even though she said at some point I'll watch it. Like at some point it sounds really good, everyone talks about it, but it's a harder sell. It was a harder sell the first time getting her to watch Walking Dead, and she loves that show. But it was a little bit of a harder sell. With Arrow, she's not that interested. I'm not pushing it, okay? So what ends up happening is shows like that, when we go to bed, I watch it on my phone. So I've watched 6 episodes of Arrow. I've watched all the Flash so far, and I love them. They're fantastic. And everyone says Arrow gets so much better, and I'm like, you know what? It's already awesome. And Green Arrow was one of my characters. When we talk Marvel versus DC, I talk a lot about Marvel, but I liked everything.
He kicks Hawkeye's butt. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah.
All day, every day.
I don't know about that.
And Stephen Amell can kick Jeremy Renner's butt, and I'll just throw that out there.
Well, yeah, we can go with that. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, Stephen Amell is just like I can't even explain what he
I
looks
love
like.
Jeremy Renner.
Uh-oh,
Don't get me
I think
wrong.
a Wilson Long.
I've got a man crush here. I mean, if I could look like that man, I would. I mean, come on.
You know what?
Who wouldn't want to look like Stephen Amell right
Hidden under there is Stephen Amell. So
Get yourself a salmon
that's
ladder.
who I see when I look
or
at you,
as we
Will.
call it in the fandom, Sally. Yes, the fandom has named the salmon ladder. We're a little crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that at all.
But yeah, so what do you think about Constantine? Since we're going to talk about TV,
Okay,
Terrible.
Constantine. Now, Lilith, you do a Constantine podcast.
I sure do. We have another one as well
Okay,
I'm sorry for you.
with Charles and Karen.
I've watched Constantine also. In fact, how many have there been? 3 episodes?
This past Friday was 3.
Okay, I've watched
No,
the first
4.
2.
Yeah, this past episode.
The
was
last one I saw was the one
Yeah.
in the mine.
That was 3. No, that was 2.
That was 2. I've seen 2, and
See, I get screeners, so I get confused.
so Constantine. I can't tell yet. I love the book Hellblazer. I was like, wow, this
Swamp
is
Thing.
great. So I love it. And then I watch the show and I'm like, I can see where the flaws are, and I get really excited about certain parts of it. But that one where they were in the mine and everyone was talking about how they liked that one. I listened to your podcast. You guys liked it. I watched it and went, it's the A-Team with Constantine. I always say that whenever a show is just kind of like generic, and it just felt generic to me.
And I've said that. You know, it's getting the comparisons to Supernatural, which little do people know is where Supernatural actually based it, but it came first on TV.
Right.
back in
Oh, it
2000.
did. That came from
Yeah.
Constantine. Oh.
Oh, really?
He was Eric Kripke was a huge fan of Alan Moore and Neil Gaiman, and it has so many influences. That's why it's so similar.
Oh, wow.
That makes so much sense. And now I have to
Constantine's
say,
trench coat,
the,
Castiel.
the pilot for Supernatural was heads above Constantine.
Because
So
they weren't
did
afraid
get
to
it
do
right.
the creepy. See, like Constantine, the original pilot that I saw, even before it came out at Comic-Con, because they had to do so many retools. It was great. I was pumped about the script. I was
Yeah.
like, this is awesome, because Papa Midnight was supposed to be the second episode, and then they, for whatever reason, got rid of Liv. I was a fan of Liv, even though she's the original
Yeah,
character.
that was weird. Because as somebody just watching it, I thought that was really weird.
Well, what it is that Manny is also an original character, and it's such a small cast that they felt like maybe we need to have 3 comic book characters and just the one.
Okay.
And I think that's how that panned out. And, you know, whoever, you know, David S. Goyer, I don't know if he's the guy to be doing Constantine.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. What about you, Alil? Have you watched Constantine?
Oh yeah, we reviewed it on our show, the pilot, and
I don't listen to that show. It's,
yeah.
What is it?
the League of Geeks.
Yeah, okay.
I miss Keanu Reeves.
You take that back!
Wait a second.
You know what?
Just say Keanu, you
I'm telling you right now,
miss Keanu Reeves.
the guy I forgot his name.
Matt Ryan?
Playing Constantine, he was better as John Like he jumped off the
Wait,
comic book.
who's better as Constantine?
Matt Ryan,
Yes,
hands
yes,
down.
the
He
guy
has
on
the
the
look.
show,
And
but-
obviously he's got the accent.
But the movie,
Right.
but the movie itself was so much better than that show. And I know we're comparing TV to
But
film
I
and everything,
agree. If
but
this guy was playing Constantine in
In
the
the movie-
movie,
We'd have 3 of them. We'd have a trilogy for Constantine.
we would. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that's where I really was disappointed. I was really looking forward to it because I like the supernatural. I like all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's why I even visually that Constantine movie, even with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Amazing.
visually
was
it's beautiful.
stunning, and it was one of the
Yeah,
And it's
amazing.
one of the best
Masterful.
comic book storylines too that they went, Dangerous Habits.
And
Which is also the name of one of our podcasts,
Yes,
Dangerous Habits. Yes.
with Charles and Karen.
Yes.
I don't want to know about his habits, but no.
Oh, there's so many.
But I just felt like you said, this was kind of generic, and it's that they were throwing a few things in there. I was really excited because at the promos at Comic-Con, you call the number and he drops Swamp Thing. I'm like, oh, I love Swamp Thing. I remember even the cruddy old TV shows, the Swamp Thing,
Yeah.
the movies.
Adrian
Wes
Barbeau
Craven,
Swamp
yeah,
Thing.
Adrian Barbeau, yeah, and I mean. But all that stuff was cool, and I was really, the Dr. Fate helmet and everything, and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be great.
Oh, yeah, the Fate helmet in
And
there.
then
That was awesome.
And then I watched it, and even my wife looked at me, because my wife she doesn't read the comics or anything, but she loves all the movies. She watches everything with me. She's a big Star Wars junkie.
That sounds like my wife.
But she watched it, and she's just like, she said the same thing. She's like, the Keanu movie was a lot better than this.
Without Keanu Reeves.
Well, yeah, we can talk about Keanu. See John Wick, though.
Yeah, I did like that.
Again, I go back to generic. And it's disappointing because a show like this on NBC being generic is not going to last.
Right.
Well, let me start. I don't know. Like because TV is a business. Grimm has had a problem with its lead outs forever because they haven't been able to pair something with it. I think that it pairs nicely with Grimm.
If they can
Okay.
fix it
And it's on a
quickly,
Friday night.
just like Agents of Shield, as they fixed it. Once they fixed it, it's doing well.
Yeah, but that took 16 episodes.
But and
Yeah,
there's-
but
a lot of
and this,
people
this
tune
won't
out.
have that. But where it's at right now, at this time of year and everything, if they will commit to letting it go a little bit longer, I think it can get its sea legs and be fixed. I really do, but I don't know if Goyer's the guy.
yeah, we need to get rid of him.
Oh,
I mean, no offense to the guy. I
No,
like some of the
no,
stuff
but he's not
done.
for this.
Yeah,
they need a
it's not
different
his
showrunner.
aesthetic. It's
offense
not
to
his
everything,
aesthetic.
but Goyer is terrible.
No.
Have you seen?
I know the man.
Have you
Please
seen?
no. Please no.
He did Blade. Didn't he do
Yeah,
Blade?
he directed Blade,
No, but he wrote the first
Well, he
Blade,
wrote
which
the
was
first
awesome.
And I like them. I like the Blade.
and he directed Blade 3. Come on.
Okay, well, Blade 3 was terrible.
That
Well,
was
we'll
a
blame Wesley. We'll
that,
blame
that
Wesley
was a
Snipes on it.
studio. That was a studio decision, much like Superman 3 and 4. Just
Well,
Superman 4.
but he also did
Oh, that's
write
the worst.
David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury, Agent of Shield. You got to remember that.
oh,
You
in
got
the
to.
gut,
There's
man.
David Goyer. I mean, Goyer, I think is good.
Are you
when
hassling the
he's
Hoff
got-
over there?
Yeah, I love the Hoff. Goyer's good when he's got somebody like Nolan with him.
Right.
You know, Goyer's good with the comic knowledge and all that kind of stuff. And then Nolan, like with the Batman trilogy, is like, okay, I'm going to take it in, and this is how we're going to incorporate it.
Right.
When they worked off of each other. I think you saw the slide in Man of Steel with what Goyer can do by himself.
Exactly.
Right, when he's the guy driving the bus. When he's a utility player, he's awesome.
He's going to hit.
When he's
something
driving the
that
bus, he's not the guy.
Exactly.
So
but I'm gonna tell
they
you
need to do
about
showrunner.
Constantine, though.
I
Why
think they
it
need
feels
Lilith.
generic. They do, honestly. But I won't throw that out there just yet. But I think that where Constantine fails and all the other DC TV shows this fall is that it is generic. Flash is bright and happy. Arrow is dark and gritty. Gotham is anarchistic as heck, and they, they are quote unquote timeless feel, but they have the Batman lore,
Yeah, but they got Jada Pinkett Smith, and she's terrible in that show.
Mm-hmm. Now we all know. Now this is my conspiracy theory. We all like Jaden Smith is getting a role down the line in a movie,
no.
and Will Smith is getting a role in a
Oh,
movie.
God.
Yeah,
Now,
he's in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
They announced,
Yeah.
and Jaden Smith is playing. Who is it? Firestorm or somebody? Oh,
It's
Wait,
He
they
always looks like
didn't
he's
officially
crying or
cast Will
something.
Smith in Suicide Squad, right?
but
They didn't do that
it's
yet.
not official, but it's official.
I-
the
come
way that the moves
on.
are, the
It's
way
official.
The
It's gonna be
because
terrible.
come on, why would you have Jaden
It'll be
Smith otherwise?
terrible.
Because they're killing off Fish Mooney. Come on, we all know this, right? By the end of the season, and this is gonna be the rise of Penguin.
Yes.
It's basically Penguin's story. I don't even know why we're calling it Gotham.
Why couldn't
Well-
it be the Rise of Penguin? I would watch that show. I watch Gotham. I'm like,
Yeah, but
It's
you know
a
what?
bait and switch, though.
They're gonna do Penguin this season. They're gonna do another one next season.
Supposedly,
And
but Penguin is huge, and you
Penguin's
know.
huge, but you know what? You can readjust the focus and have him be this awesome character and kill off Fish Mooney. The
Yeah,
Penguin's
they're gonna
eat
kill
Fish
her
Mooney,
off, no doubt.
But they
he's
can't
gonna
do Riddler
eat
next
Fish
season.
Mooney.
And
Because Penguin's like fish, and he's
Penguin's like fish. He's gonna eat Fish Mooney. Come on.
Yeah, seriously, it was
So-
very obvious from the beginning. And
Such a weird show.
it should just be called the Iceberg Lounge, right? Is it just me?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Like I mean,
Yeah, but nobody would know except for a hardcore.
Except for the
But
three of us.
They wouldn't have to know. Like they'd be like, oh, everybody loves Robin Lord Taylor, right? That's the guy
Oh,
who plays Penguin.
yeah, he's awesome.
He killed it from the minute he stepped on scene holding the umbrella in the
Yep.
in the
Walking like a
opening
penguin.
credit, Yeah.
Oh, he's awesome.
And they'd be like, oh, and then they'd Google it, and they'd be like, oh, that's what Google's for.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, got it.
So yeah.
What's this Google you speak of?
How do you guys feel about the Flash? Like,
I love it.
I haven't seen anybody say anything bad about the Flash.
Flash
The
to me
Flash is fantastic.
It's a family show. I like it.
Yep. I
Does
agree.
anyone out here watch The Flash? And you like it? Yeah. Flash Gordon.
I love Flash.
Oh,
Gordon, but
yeah!
Don't you get it mixed up? Don't you do it? I'll cut
Oh,
you.
Flash Gordon, the movie.
I love that movie,
Oh,
and I
who
love the
doesn't?
soundtrack. I love Queen.
If you love Flash Gordon, watch the movie Ted.
Yeah, they make a lot. It's got Sam Jones in it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was amazing.
Just like I want to make Spider-Man 68, we need to do a Flash Gordon thing. We'll have Lilith be the showrunner.
Done.
We'll do Flash Gordon style Constantine stories with Lilith running at the show. Let's do it.
Man, so amazing.
Oh, no.
And
Oh, Keanu
Keanu.
has to be Ming, right? I mean, that's
As Ming? Oh, that'd be
well,
awesome.
because you don't want to go there. Exactly.
Well,
After he films Bill and Ted 3, goes back and does Ming. 'Cause they take the phone booth back in time, and then he films.
Oh, yeah.
There's your tie-in.
I think that's where DC hit it on the head. Like, it's so weird because I like, as much as I love Arrow, I'm like especially invested in Arrow for so many reasons, but I love the Flash so much more, and it's not because it's a new puppy. It's the same exact people.
No,
for the
but
most
it's
part.
right.
It's perfect. It literally hit the ground running.
You know why?
Blown
Because
away.
yeah, it
they're having fun.
Yeah, it's
Here's
a fun
the-
story.
And that's my problem a lot with a lot of things with DC, and I think that's why
Everything does not have to be dark and gritty.
Exactly. That's why I lean toward Marvel more.
But see,
It's because
that's
I
the
can go,
Batman
I can go and I
effect.
can smile.
That's the Batman effect. Because of the Nolan movies, people wanted that dark, gritty Batman. I want the dark, gritty Batman, but everything else does not need to be dark and
Superman
gritty.
does not need to be dark and
when
gritty.
we talk
Why is
Marvel,
Superman brooding?
and we
He is
talk
Superman. You don't need to be brooding.
when we talk about Marvel, when we talk about those Netflix series, those are going to be dark and gritty. That's what they should be. Daredevil should be like that. But the movies don't need to be like that. And that's where Marvel gets that.
Yeah.
When
well,
that
that
Dark
they're
Knight
trying to
came
get
out,
that family money. DC's
Well,
like,
and they
they'll
try
cover,
and they
won't.
try to
Yeah.
be darker and weirder with Green Lantern, and it didn't work because
Well,
tried,
it
tried to
didn't work because
mimic-
it was Ryan.
Hey, I
Reynolds.
love Ryan Reynolds. Right? If you
And-
want to
and
talk
Hal
about a man
Jordan-
crush, Ryan Reynolds is
Whoa.
the man.
No, but check
He's
this
gonna
out.
be
You know, he was
Deadpool,
supposed
he's
to be
gonna be-
Barry Allen, and that would have been perfect for Ryan Reynolds.
I would agree with that. If you had him as
supposed to be the Flash,
if
but
you
they
had
did it
him
too
as,
long.
as Barry Allen and you had somebody like I'm gonna draw a blank on voice of Rocket Raccoon.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
as Green as Hal
Well,
Jordan.
I think
Oh,
that
that'd
they
be
shouldn't
awesome.
have touched Hal Jordan as Green Lantern. I think they should have went with Jon Stewart. First of all, that's where they messed up because
I agree.
that's the fandom's favorite. You don't. I mean, people really
Don't
do
s-
not like Hal Jordan, and they really don't like Kyle.
Right,
They
you don't
love
start
Jon.
there. You don't start there.
You
You're right.
skip over all of
And
that.
you also don't have that green roadster thing that he made when he made the Hot Wheels track and the big. That
Well,
was
that
the
was
worst
foreshadowing,
thing
'cause he
ever.
flipped
Yeah,
the
it's
thing with
foreshadowing
his-
that I was going
his
to turn the movie
nephew's
off.
room,
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Just that's
and
the movie we
isn't that
don't
what
talk
great
about.
writing in a script is
Oh.
you show it at once, you need to bring
And
it
they
back
dragged
again.
poor Clancy Brown in to be the voice of Parallax. I was like, I hope you gave him enough money
Oh.
for the therapy.
Yeah, that was a
That was a low blow for me. I was like, how dare you?
How dare you?
That is Lex Luthor, sir. Do you know who that is? You
Yeah.
write that for him? No, ma'am.
Oh my God.
Very passionate about how much Green Lantern could have been a good movie, and I can't believe we're actually trying to make another one.
Another Green Lantern? Yeah, but
Is
now
this-
they're not doing
is
Ryan
that
Reynolds.
on?
so-
No, it's a complete reboot. And
Is that on the book?
it's on the
Why
book.
did I
It's
miss
for
that?
like 2018, I believe.
Because,
because it's
a little, they
decade
released
after.
a list of like 40 DC movies.
No, it was like
It's
10.
So
Let's be real.
easy to miss.
It was
some of
like
these.
10, and I know.
And that wasn't even hitting the Vertigo stuff and whatever else. Where's Gotham by
Well-
Gaslight? Let's make that movie. That'd be awesome.
No. Not at all.
Okay, so you want Jon Stewart. Who do you think should play Jon Stewart?
Well,
Jon
I would
Stewart.
say
From The Daily Show.
I would have said Idris Elba, but then I remember he was in a Marvel movie and DC.
And he still is in a
Marvel.
Marvel movie
Yeah.
because it'll be in Avengers.
Yeah,
Age
so
of
they would
Ultron.
lose their minds. Like, they can't handle that. And
Nope.
so I was just like,
You can't have
Michael
him.
B. Jordan's too young.
Michael B. Jordan.
The Rock's
He's already
busy
Johnny
playing
Storm.
Black Adam.
You know what?
And
No one's
Chadwick
going to
Boseman's
know.
Black Panther. You ain't
No-
got nobody left.
No one's going to know that Michael
That
B.
one
Jordan's
guy
in.
who's playing Cyborg. I mean, I don't know.
I don't even know where that guy came from.
I thought I was the only one. I was like, isn't he like really a football player, like a college football player or something? Like, I did not
No,
even know who that kid
he was like in a high school play. I think that's all his criteria was. They're like, you know what? We like this high school play. We're gonna make him a cyborg. What?
Yeah, I don't know
Terrible.
where that came from, but I mean, seeing how the Justice League movies develop.
Yeah, I understand because you want a younger kid because he's
But
college.
we have like, come on, let's be real. How old is Ben Affleck? Like almost 50?
No, I think he's.
He's like 40.
He's not 50. No, actually, sadly, I think he's our age, so he is almost 50. That sucks.
He's
no, no,
not.
no.
He's not. He's
Look,
like
look,
40.
he's gonna look it up.
I gotta look it up.
He is.
because
Watch.
it's
He's going to be like
bother me.
46, and it's going to really suck for me.
And how old is Henry Cavill? Like he's like 39.
75.
No, he's like 39 or something like that. We were supposed
He's
to be going with younger
Kryptonian.
people.
He's like 100, but that's
You know
like
what?
20.
Yeah.
And they're messing that up. Like, okay, DC doesn't know. That's what I know. DC doesn't know what they want to do with the movies because in the New 52, people are 25. Like Grant Gustin's Barry Allen, they're 25.
Okay. Yeah. Well, The New 52 is a bit of a mess. This is my problem with
Ben
DC.
Affleck is
So
42.
Almost 50.
42 is
defend-
going for
Sorry,
50.
sorry.
Wow. I'm only 35, so I'm okay with that comment. Henry
I'm
Cavill
sorry,
is
I'm on-
31.
What? Ooh, he needs to stay out of the sun and put some sunscreen on.
Henry Cavill, who plays
Right.
Superman.
Seriously, people, put your
So he's
sunscreen
31.
on and moisturize at night. That is my goal. That is the tip.
I can't believe I'm older than Superman, man. What happened to me?
He's only like, wow. He's
That's
only
okay,
like
Lil.
3 years older than me.
What is he? He's 4 years younger than you.
Yeah.
4 years from now, he's going to look exactly like you. So
he won't be fitting into that costume. His chest hair might be poking off the top like it did in Man of Steel, but that's all. And something will be poking underneath, his gut hanging out the bottom.
under this Baymax costume, I am the Man of Steel.
Okay, let me ask you this question, and I no pressure, but you better answer right. Okay,
You better answer right.
You know
You
how
better answer it
Marvel-
my way.
or the highway. Okay, you know how Marvel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. basically developed out of that, and it's the tie-ins. And basically that's what keeps you watching episode to episode, the little Easter egg crumbs that they give you.
Oh, crumbs.
Come on, be real.
What?
Be real.
Let's be real. Mockingbird is keeping me watching right now. Mockingbird's awesome.
But no, like, I'm glad that our TV universe and our movie universe are not connected, because that keeps a lot of hindrances out of the TV.
Okay, that's what I was about to address. I disagree so much with you. I believe that DC there's two approaches they could take, and I don't think they're doing either one. Either unify it, which is what Marvel's trying to do. You disagree, but I like how Marvel's doing that
It
because
doesn't work for
avoids
DC, though.
Okay, the other approach is treat it like the multiverse.
Yeah, which is what they're doing.
Which-
That's what Jeff Johns said.
But where are they going to cross it over, and how many?
We don't need a crossover. 'cause
No, you do.
We
You
don't.
do. You
We
do.
don't.
Yeah, you do. You need to make some kind of. You could have a character that aren't there characters that go between the multiverses, or you have them appear in other things, right?
Yeah, but nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. It's
Well,
the truth.
yeah. Well, you know what? I have a problem with that. Like, I like the fact that you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., things happen, things are affected in the movie. Then you see the movie and you're like, oh my gosh, when you go back to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all hell's broken loose, and you know why because of the movie. Like, I like that. Where with DC, it's like, here's where the real problem is. You love Stephen Amell's Arrow, right? Now some tool is going to be the Arrow in the...
No, they're not going to put Green Arrow in, though.
Okay, yeah, because they know
Because
they
they
can't do
know.
that.
But we're getting a Flash, though, and we could do
But
Flash
you're
in two
getting a
worlds.
Flash.
Which is where we might get the multiverse crossover.
Yeah, do you think they're going to do that?
They might. Because it was very specific.
John Wesley Shipp going to be the Flash too? We'll get just multi.
You
Oh
don't
my
talk bad
God.
about
I'm
John
not
Wesley.
talking
You know
bad.
he is a friend of the show on the Flashpoint.
I am actually encouraging it. Yeah, I'm
Hey man,
encouraging it.
that was one thing that
Because-
got me to turn on that show because
Exactly.
I watched
Ju-
that show in the early '90s, and I loved it.
Well, here's what I'm saying. I'm all for
Oh,
it.
you were being serious.
I'm being serious. You do something where you have him show up as the Flash with the guy from TV, with the movie one. Just that, I am down. All of a sudden, I don't care if any of the other characters
Yeah.
mesh. You do that with the Flash, I'm down.
Because the Flash,
Suddenly
the
it all
Flash
makes
family
sense.
is generational.
Yeah, that would be
And
incredible.
it goes across time and space because of the Speed Force. And I really feel like they.
Oh.
Okay, so this is a little insider stuff. I don't know if I should say this, but I feel like the Flash movie came first, before Green Lantern, before anything, and it was great. The script is amazing. You can find it. You can find half of it.
So
on
this was
Google.
never produced, but it was a
Yeah,
written
and-
script for the Flash movie.
And it's the starting point for the new Flash movie, but not completely. But they were like, okay, let's put this on ice. Let's make this a TV show. But we said this Arrow thing, so let's spin it off from that. And that's where we start.
Oh, that's how that happened.
That's
Now,
how that happened. If you
was
look
the
at it
same-
chronologically in the production orders.
Now, wasn't it the same showrunner? Isn't
Yeah,
it
it's
the
Greg Berlanti, Andrew
So is he the
Kreisberg,
one involved
everybody
from the
was
beginning? That's why it works the way it's working. That's
And
why
you
it
know, we
makes
have
sense.
Jeff Johns, who's our creative director of DC, working on the Flash. He is the hugest Flash fan, and I think that's where Arrow suffers. Nobody, like, sure, you can be a fan of Dennis O'Neil and all that stuff, but nobody really and it shows in the show. Nobody really knows Green Arrow like how Jeff Johns knows the Flash, and that's really sad. But I think they do
That
a great
is
job
sad
with what
because
they do.
I
because I
love
love Green Arrow.
Green Arrow.
He's
Yeah.
in my top 5. Even though
My
he's
top 5.
He is.
Who are
That's
your
saying
top
a lot.
5? I want to hear.
It goes
Keanu
Batman,
Reeves.
No, you know. It goes Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. That's what you get. That's karma. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Aquaman, Green Arrow.
I
Woo! Give it up for Aquaman!
I didn't hear Spider-Man in that top 5.
Because that was DC and not Marvel.
She was doing DC.
Well, I
I
thought you were
love
just doing your
Spider-Man,
overall
though.
top.
Now, what if
5.
we do the overall top 5? Any Marvels creep in there?
I love Spider-Man. I do.
All right. Then
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give
He
you a
creeps
I
in
love
there?
fist pound for
Spider-Man. I
that.
love Wolverine, of course, before he got too mainstream. Like, I'd say right after about 2001, all his other stuff is just... But from like 90
Okay.
to 2001, that was my guy.
Okay.
And that's, I like the X-Men overall, because that is a good history.
Yeah.
From the 60s
Oh, that-
and what it
that's a
stands
history.
for. And it's sad that the movies have kind of...
No, stop it. The last movie was awesome, and I think they're getting it right now.
Yeah, now.
The last two movies.
Yeah,
are good.
3 was so bad.
They had to reboot. They
Yeah,
had
they
no
had
choice.
to, but I think they did it better than anybody. They really did that
I
right.
mean, they just basically said in your face, reboot.
Yep.
Suck on that.
Yep. But then they brought the other cast in, which was
They were
incredible.
like, here's your send-off. Enjoy this paycheck.
Yep. Yep. Incredible.
Or we're keeping Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. We're keeping you.
Can you blame them? And,
Yeah.
you know, that is a good way to do it. And, you know, too bad it's not integrated with the rest of Marvel. Because I would love to see an actual Avengers movie. Which is why I think I'm so turned off by the Avengers, honestly. Because it's not the actual real Avengers that I like with Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Well, yeah, but
That's the new Avengers. I mean, this is
Yeah,
this is more than that classic. The classic.
Yeah.
take.
it is because those guys weren't in it,
I don't like Captain America.
and like Wolverine wasn't even around
I don't
back.
like Captain America.
Wolverine wasn't around until the 80s.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, those Avengers. This is kind of based on that early stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they're pulling from. So,
I know, and
which
I
is
didn't
why
like it.
if they figure out a way to unify all this stuff,
That's
it
a
could
lot of money
happen.
talking, though. And I think that's where DC is winning because they've had that long-standing history with the WB, with Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers, really, they just tell them, you know, here's a schedule we need you to abide by, and they step out of it and let the DC people do what they do.
Okay. Now, do
Whereas
you think?
Disney's like, you're going to do this, puppet on a string.
But are they going to have a problem because of Gotham and because of Supergirl and
No.
when Supergirl's canceled in 4 episodes? Are they going to
Yeah,
have a problem?
yeah. I
with-
don't know if that's going to
Yeah,
come
it's
to
gonna be a
fruition.
CBS too.
No. Greg Berlanti's behind it. Greg Berlanti's the man in DC superhero TV shows right now. You cannot deny it.
Okay.
I don't want a Supergirl thing to happen. I don't, because there's no actress that can pull it off.
No. When it.
And the story that they're telling.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's where we got a problem.
Please get out of here with that.
Okay. All right.
Better consulting is all I can say. Pay attention to your focus groups. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think they're gonna have a problem.
So I didn't get the overall top 5.
Oh, overall top 5 stays the same. But if we drop down into the 10, it's like
Then you get Spider-Man in there.
X-Men overall, because I like everyone for a different reason.
Now,
it's like a unified group for me.
If we ask a Lil, it's going to be all Marvel till we get to about number 46, and then it'll go Batman, and then it'll be 47 on will be Marvel, right?
Wow.
No, not 46, maybe 36.
36.
But you
No.
do understand that a lot of that stuff is just knockoff DC stuff, right? Like you couldn't
But
have Deadpool
everything is
without
knockoff.
Deathstroke.
I mean, everything is knockoff. Even when you go back to the old days when you're talking about like
Yeah, they
DC
take it
came
from
off
the
everything.
pulp. No,
well, exactly.
they
They
come
take
from the
all
pulp stuff.
pulp stuff. So everything's a knockoff. I mean,
But right down
everything.
to the origins of the comic book tropes and stuff that you see repeated over and over. A lot of the times, those first stories, DC stuff.
Not everything. I mean, not everything, because the thing is a lot of things were
I think
changed.
the most original thing that they ever did was X-Men and Spider-Man. For
I would-
the
I would say-
principle.
I would
of
say Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four. Where's DC's family? They don't have a family of superheroes. You
Yeah,
know,
they do.
Where?
The Bat Family.
The Bat Family.
Not in the vein of the Fantastic
Yeah,
Four.
not in the vein of
Okay.
Fantastic Four.
You know, they don't have their monster anti-heroes like they did back then, like the Hulk. You know, I do understand what you're saying because a lot of these storylines start.
But the
intertwining.
whole, come on, originally he's just like, what sounds cool? Gamma rays. Let's put that on paper. That's not a compelling story.
But
for me.
that's not. You
Oh,
know, what,
I don't know about that.
when you're churning hit after hit for a while, I mean, you're just throwing things at the wall,
And
some of it sticks.
It's a little sad. It's just the stuff that Marvel fans hang on to sometimes. It's just like, okay, not for me.
Yeah, a
Somebody
power
else.
ring, I can give you that. I don't know, well, okay, I got a power ring now. I can make anything.
And
That's-
I'm afraid
I
the
can make a
color
big
yellow,
roadster.
Yeah, exactly. A color can hurt me. That's weird.
It's weird.
You
Well,
know?
you know, they were the writers back in the day.
And I talked to
exactly. I
Fish.
think
Hey now, hey. Aquaman does more than talk to
I was gonna
Fish.
say
He is awesome.
who came first, Aquaman or Namor?
Oh.
Aquaman.
Are you sure?
Nope.
You positive?
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
When did he come out? iPads are coming out. Everyone.
No, I do know. No.
I don't know off the top of my head either, but I know Namor was like.
I am.
Somebody get Google it.
Yeah, what are you looking
But
at?
You guys talk amongst yourselves while I prove you wrong.
well,
but,
I proved somebody wrong.
But who's better though? I think Aquaman's more compelling.
You know what? I think they're very. You know what's funny? Because they're very similar in character, but I think they're very different.
Now you know who sucks. So.
I'm actually with you too. Lilith is saying how they stole so many. There are some that are direct carbon copies, but there are also some that are similar but very different. Green Arrow and Hawkeye, yeah, Hawkeye's a ripoff.
And they admit it.
It's a ripoff,
But it's funny.
but I will say the Hawkeye books now are fantastic
But
books.
the Green
one by
Arrow books
Matt-
are even better.
The one by
I'm
Matt
not saying
Fraction.
they're better. I like them. They're just as good, but I'm not saying better.
They're better. That last storyline, and now they're bringing in this other stuff, and
Does somebody have a Google answer out there? No.
of course not. They're just waiting.
Okay.
They're like, who's right?
October 1939 for Namor.
Then it's this Namor, because it was
Yeah.
41 for Aquaman. I think.
Because
There you go.
he was out in the original with the Human Torch, the android Human Torch,
Yeah.
and Cap, and I think it was just those three for a while for Marvel. So
Do you
That's
like
funny when
Captain America, or
I
is
love
it,
Captain America.
Day one?
I've always loved Captain America.
Really?
He was one of the next to Spider-Man. Captain America is my second favorite hero.
Why? I was
Really?
I thought I was a
why?
Captain America fan.
Here's the thing. You know what? You said you like Superman, choose justice in an American way. Well, I look at Captain America the same way. But Captain America has vulnerabilities. Captain America is a man at a time. Captain America sees things today like...
He's
you know,
getting like misty-eyed over this.
I know, like,
Captain
get the
America...
violence.
Captain America was the second action figure I ever got.
He's a man out of time.
I love the shield. No, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, Bucky.
The storyline of the man at a time and what Cap feels, you know, especially reading his later stuff. And I'm not talking about the 40s Cap where he's punching Hitler and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because that's all propaganda stuff.
Wait a minute.
we know
I
that.
dig.
Wonder Woman
I
went through
dig
that
when he's
too.
punching Hitler. I thought that was
You know,
awesome.
Wonder Woman went through it too.
But yeah, all them went
They
through
had
that.
to.
But they, but what I'm saying is like when you see a storyline where Captain America's going around and looking at headstone after headstone after headstone of people that he fought next to, and he's got to deal with, why am I the only one still alive? Why did this happen to me?
Yeah, it's an
The loss
interesting
of
story.
Bucky, the loss of this. Yeah, some of this stuff gets kind of crazy when you bring in the Hydra stuff and him and the Red Skull and everything. But everyone's got those kind of villains like that continue to
yeah.
fight. I mean, I don't like Lex Luthor as a villain for Superman. But, you know, again,
The original story, though,
with him as a scientist,
I think that works.
that works. But when he becomes a politician, and it just kind of gets a little weird.
It gets weird, but it's a point to
It gets weirder when he
him
becomes a
being
hero.
a politician. It is a point.
Well, I
to
understand, and I understand that because you're looking at opposing forces, opposing views, and I think that's the thing I like about Cap because, you know, and we go into Civil War because we're talking about the Civil War coming up. Is Captain America is always for the people. You know, what I mean, even in these movies, you know, you talk about in Winter Soldier when he's talking to Nick Fury, and he's like, you know, this isn't. I forgot, like safety or whatever. This is fear. You know, he's got that Boy Scout feel, but there's always something at stake. And this is why I have an issue with Superman, because the only thing that's ever at stake for Superman is if somebody finds kryptonite. You know, this is why I hated that Superman movie, the first Christopher Reeve one, because like, how does Lex Luthor get kryptonite?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, out of nowhere he comes in. He's like, this meteor rock must be able to kill him. Let me put it on a
Right.
chain and throw it on his neck. That makes no sense.
Yeah, he
Come
finds
on.
it. He finds it in a magazine. We just watched this movie. Actually, he finds like a picture in a magazine of a guy holding it. And he's like, "Aha!
Yes, exactly.
That must be what will
You know,
stop
and
Superman."
And I would just say I would chalk that up to the 70s. And to quote Molly, I wasn't even born yet.
No, but
By the way, speaking of not being born, 1941 for Aquaman.
told
You were
you.
correct.
well, what,
So my
41?
dad
No,
is
you said-
Aquaman.
You said 39.
Born
Wait,
1941.
you said 39 for Namor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
was
right.
correct.
Namor.
Okay.
No, but she said 1941 for
1941.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted my credit.
That's some slow fact
DC ripped
checking.
off of Marvel. Come on. No.
Well, you guys were talking. I was looking it up. I had it. I was looking at pictures of Aquaman riding on the back of a seahorse.
Yeah, that's my favorite one with the little stingrays.
That's the worst.
I always wonder why people hate Aquaman, and then I see that picture and I'm like, oh yeah, 1978 Super Friends.
Yeah, that's pretty
Do
bad.
you, do you like the Jason Momoa casting?
I didn't until my friend drew me some fan art of what he would look like, because I love Jason Momoa and I love freaking Aquaman, but I was like, I don't know if the Twix should be in between.
I
And
think
then she
he's-
showed me some fan art and I was like, yes.
No, I think
I'm
he's
a believer.
right. I think he's right for
No,
casting
he's
on
got
that.
the Polynesian. He's got a connection to the ocean. I mean,
Right.
it doesn't have to be perfect casting. Like me personally, I would prefer Jake Abel just because he physically looks like it. And I
Who
like
is
the
it?
kid. Jake Abel from Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah.
And Supernatural.
Oh, he's good. Yeah.
Like if we were actually gonna go with the actual New 52
but
reboot.
they're going since they're going older with Batman
yeah,
and
they
that.
have to go older with everybody.
I think it works.
Even Gal Gadot's like what?
But they
30?
gotta watch
Yeah.
it with that, because how many years can they go with these old guys
They
before it's
can't.
like the Justice League with walkers?
Like three movies. You know, it takes two, and you know, if
Superman-
everybody stays out of the sun and
Superman
moisturizes, maybe four.
Superman needs a hip replacement. You know.
That's where I really disagreed with all the casting, and that's been my biggest thing. Like, are we really making this the go-to universe? It doesn't seem like we're really universe building. We're appeasing the fans, but we're playing catch-up at the same time, and
It's kind of like if
you can't serve two masters.
If you think about Expendables, you know, great idea. It was a lot of fun in that first movie. Second movie, it lost its luster. Third movie, nobody went to. They're doing the same thing with DC. You're doing that older thing, which sounds really great at first, and then by movie 3, and they've got like 10 movies, you might be like, wow, that's a bunch of old dudes in tights.
And that's why they're doing a lot of concurrent stuff behind the scenes, I guess. I
Okay.
suppose.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of any.
Although
of the
there's hope
casting.
for us. We could get cast as anything in DC right
You
now.
could. You just
Hey.
missed your opportunity. What 3 days ago they just wrapped up.
I'm balding, so if they make Lex Luthor fat, I'm all about it.
Well, the President Lex, wasn't he,
He's a little more husky.
yeah, husky.
I'll trim down for that role.
Well, since you're gonna be playing an older version, Jesse Eisenberg, you know,
Oh yeah,
might need a
that's,
prosthetic or two.
that's gonna be a great Lex Luthor right there. And I like Jesse Eisenberg, but
Okay,
I just
so
don't
how
get
is
it.
he Lex Luthor when everyone else is old? How
I
is
have
that?
no idea.
Lilith, I want answers.
I tried to get some, honestly.
Yeah.
George,
He's like,
shut
I
my
called
face.
Yeah, I
Warner
bet.
Brothers. I demanded David Goyer by the neck. No, but I'm with you. I like him as he could find a role in this universe, but Lex Luthor,
He'll probably be great in it.
I
mean,
want
he's a
Michael
good actor,
Rosenbaum
but-
back,
Yeah, he was great.
and he's older now.
Yeah. I want John Malkovich playing Lex Luthor as an older Lex.
Oh,
That's what I thought they were gonna go with.
I heard
See,
some,
I just
heard
called
some. John Malkovich. Oh man.
As Lex, that would be
because
incredible.
you need. I mean,
'Cause he has
outside of
gravity.
Smallville- Outside of Smallville, which I did enjoy Michael Rosenbaum playing Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And then being so close in age. But outside of that, like, I do think that Lex Luthor has to be older and established and mature to understand what he
Oops,
is
we're
up
out.
against. Well, yeah, I'll never be Lex Luthor then. But seriously, I mean, it's just an odd story that I'm wondering how they're gonna fit it in. Like,
Unless it's this weird thing where they are secretly doing the multiverse and like he travels back through time and space to stop Superman. And
It's not going to happen. But
I don't know. That's the only way it makes sense. And
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with these movies. I honestly don't. I'm like on a wait and see approach. I'm
I
like,
think we're all on a wait and see approach. I think
No,
they're
I
on
think-
a wait and see
I
approach.
think a lot of people are excited for it, and I'm just like, I'm getting ulcers over here.
I'm excited for it because it's superheroes and I'm going to see it. But I'm not sold.
I'm still waiting to see who they put in the director's chair of the Wonder Woman.
I'm really.
Nobody wants to touch
no,
it
right
because
now-
they know.
no,
it's
No,
not
right
gonna
now
do
they
good.
got the
Yeah.
what's her face
No, it's
on
not confirmed. It's just rumors.
from Game of Thrones. The one director who took over for was it Alan? What's her name now? I'm drawing a blank.
It's Alex something, is it?
No, but he was the one who directed Thor, because he left Game of Thrones to direct Thor, and then she took over Game of Thrones, and they've tagged her.
Betty White.
Yes, Betty White is the answer
Cloris
for everything.
Leachman.
Cloris Leachman.
Okay, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she's directed many episodes of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And
Well,
it
I
is
know
a
that
female director, and that's what they were really trying to focus on.
I know it was a big controversy about 4 days ago because somebody came out and said, no, I don't want to do it because what if it does do bad? And let's be real, you know, this is going to be the first female-led superhero movie in, like, what, since Supergirl?
Yeah.
What was that? 90? What was that? 90?
That was the
Supergirl
movie.
was so bad.
What was that? Was that 89,
That was
90?
so bad. They won't touch a female superhero movie for
Yeah.
like 30 years because that was so bad.
Yeah, seriously, and that's what she's saying, and I totally get her point because I
They
don't think people are going to
rebooted
support it.
Ninja Turtles before
They rebooted it twice, sir.
Yeah.
They rebooted it twice.
Right. That tells you how bad
And
that was.
Transformers has 4 movies going on 5.
Yeah.
I'm very annoyed.
God,
believe
that's
me.
a terrible series.
A terrible series, but we'll go to every one of them.
God, Michael Bay just
Under
ruined
the
everything.
guise of children. I have children. I see
Yep.
you too.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going any more Transformers, man. I'm telling you that right now.
I did. I went to a
After
drive-in.
Age of
I got to
Extinction?
sit in Bumblebee at the drive-in and see it.
That's great, but
See?
I ain't going to see his movie.
Awesome.
I'm done with Age of Extinction.
It's awesome. I was in Bumblebee.
You ruined the Dinobots. I'm done.
Yeah, you're dead to me. I agree.
You're dead to me.
Michael Bay's been dead to me for quite a while, though. So, are there anything what do you want to know about DC right now? What do you think they should do, Rob, besides unite the TV and movie universe?
Okay, I'm with you because I think they. Well, I told you what I think. I think that it's not united. I think it's a mistake the way they're doing it, and I think they could either do it as completely united, which they're not going to do, or what we talked about,
Yeah.
tie it together with the Flash and do something that crosses it over. I would be okay with it. I would actually really enjoy that.
I think that's why they're setting the Flash up the way that they are, though.
But I don't think they're going to pull it off.
I think they could.
I don't think they're going to, though.
But I think it's in the works. Honestly,
I
from the
think they're
things
gonna-
that I've seen, I feel like it's going that way.
I think they're going to step on a banana with one of these movies.
Oh,
they're
the
gonna-
first one, Dawn of Justice.
But yeah, they're going to make a ton. They're going to make a ton of money with Dawn of Justice. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Worldwide, not domestically.
They're going
Mark
to-
my words, the domestic gross, everybody's gonna be like,
Uh-oh.
and they're gonna make up for it in
Yeah,
worldwide sales.
but they'll hit the $1 billion
But-
mark, and it'll be
Woo!
just like Spider, like Amazing Spider-Man 2, where you're breaking 200 and it's 700-800 overseas. But because you've got the big names, and everybody's just gonna go see it for the fireworks.
Right.
But,
But
is it
here's
gonna
the
have
deal.
A soul? Probably not.
Here's the deal. After their first real misstep, you're saying that's it. That's not
it's gonna be the Wonder
misstep.
Woman movie.
When
Then.
that happens, everything changes.
Yeah.
I think they're going to, all this goes away. It all changes how they go about it. That's where they're going to have a real problem. And I think Marvel's plan, we look at Marvel's lineup coming up and we go, this is awesome, this is awesome. I know this is going to work. Even with Ant-Man, we were talking about it in another podcast. Ant-Man could be, I don't think it's a misstep, but that's the one everyone's going, well, that could be the misstep. You know
Yeah,
what?
because they want a Black Widow movie, and I totally agree.
I totally agree they need a Black Widow movie.
And
I
Does
think
everyone
that's why
think there should be a Black Widow movie?
Give it up for Black Widow. Come on. I would be so down for that. That's what would bring me back into
That-
Marvel's fold.
That should happen.
Here's what I'm saying. Well, the difference and the issues here is even if it's a misstep from Marvel, and even if it's
It's still gonna make $2 billion.
no, not even that. Ant-Man is probably domestically is probably 200 million, if that. I mean, that's what Cap 1 did. That's what Thor did.
Right.
These movies are considered hits, but they're not hits at the box office like worldwide, like Avengers was, because they know they're playing into other things.
Right.
Marvel doesn't lay on the success of one movie. Even if it's done great like Guardians, yeah, they're gonna throw some parades and stuff for it, but they're not sitting there waiting. Oh, Ant-Man has to hit $1 billion. But for DC,
Everything
these guys
has to.
have to hit $1 billion.
Yeah, so
that's why I
that's
said
the
you can't play
point.
catch up.
That's the
what
point.
they're doing.
So if Marvel makes a misstep with Ant-Man, and I'm not
doesn't
calling it a
matter.
misstep, but let's say it doesn't do great. The other movies coming up, they already have enough in the bank as far as goodwill that we're like, okay, but the next one is this, and we're already excited for that next one. We're talking about movies that are 5 years out now and just like dying for them.
I think the
But you
Aquaman
look at the
movie's gonna
DC
die.
ones, you look at the
Inside
DC ones,
Cyborg and Green Lantern because they're so far down the list and it's for a reason. It's very
Yeah.
strategic. But notice they put Wonder Woman up so high and it's
Yep.
like, if Dawn of Justice doesn't do it, it's over.
well, I don't think it's over.
I think
but
it's over. The next movie, everybody's like, yeah, I'm just gonna download it for free,
Yeah.
or wait for the DVD so I can see the extras.
Yep. I
mean, in this
think
economy,
DC's in trouble with all of that.
You have to give the audience what they want, and from what I see of Dawn of Justice, it's just not there, unfortunately. And this is the hardcore DC fan who's like obsessed
Well,
about the news.
that's been a mistake from the beginning. Dawn of Justice was supposed to be Man of Steel 2, and then they put Batman in it, and then it all became all about Batman, and it went, ooh, well, let's make this. We don't want a Justice League, but we're not going to call it Justice League, so we'll call it Dawn of Justice. And it's like, well, wait, what are you guys doing?
It became Man of Steel. It became Dawn of Justice because Man of Steel did not make $1 billion. Like Like they thought it was
Wonder
going to.
why? The word of mouth, people were like, "Oh, Superman killed somebody."
Yep.
Not even Superman killed somebody. It's just
Wait, he didn't
Papa
kill
Kent.
somebody. He leveled a city.
That too.
Killed
and
somebody
Papa Kent's
outright.
like, "Don't do anything. Don't be a hero, Johnny." What?
Yeah.
That's not my Papa Kent.
Yeah. Kevin
I
Costner.
hated that
But
part.
Diane Lang killed it as Mama Kent, though.
She was great. You know what? It's much better than Sally Field as Aunt May.
Hey,
Let's just
I
say
like-
that.
I don't know. I liked it.
I liked her as Aunt May in
And
the first
I
one, but
wanted
man, that
that-
second one. Whew.
I wanted that Aunt May movie because it's based on Trouble, right?
You know what? Somebody
That was the
needed
storyline.
to write to her and ask for that Oscar back because that second Spider-Man movie was so bad. She was so bad in
I
that.
didn't even see it. I was just
see?
like, "Oh, we got three villains again. I'm not doing this."
Now,
Don't worry, there wasn't 3 villains. There was no real villain in that movie.
I
They were all
actually
Electro
liked.
and Rhino.
I
I'm
know.
like,
Well,
Paul Giamatti is right. No.
No, that was terrible.
was the worst
There were
thing I've
things I
ever
liked
seen.
in the movie because I like everything, but yeah, that was rough. And I love Sally Field, and man, she needed to not be in that movie. She was the Jar Jar Binks of Spider-Man 2.
No, man, she
Y'all gonna lay off of
she
Jar
was
Jar
not
Binks.
she was not as bad as Paul Giamatti. Come on.
I can't believe it took me like 2.5 hours of podcasting to get booed and get everybody upset with me.
No, you didn't hear it. You were booed in the first show.
Oh, that's
we did.
right.
Come on.
I got to up my average though.
Oh, shots are fired.
Wow.
Wow.
I thought she was great in the first
And
movie.
Rob
I
is
can't
the Jar
speak to
Jar
the second
Binks
one.
of this podcast.
Lisa,
I
sorry.
think so.
Yeah.
I'm just disappointed as a DC fan. I'm thankful for the TV universe, and I think Constantine needs to
I hope Constantine
be more
survives.
stylistic.
Yes.
It needs to have its own aesthetic.
You know what it needs? It needs to turn the lights down.
Yes, I've been saying that since day one.
That is a big problem with it. It's because I don't know why they've got the lights turned up so you see too much. If they made it darker,
It's network TV.
Well,
they
no, it's
made it.
10 o'clock
Yeah, but
though.
it doesn't need to be like that. If they
Grimm's not. Grimm's dark as heck.
if they
Except
darkened
for
it
the-
up,
Yeah, I get you.
if it had okay. Speaking of shows that do it right, and I'm not saying that the writing is perfect through this. It's not. But visually, American Horror Story
Yeah.
knows how to hide things in the shadows and freak you out and make you go want to see what's going on. Constantine needs that.
It has the
And
story
needs
for
to
the
stop
horror.
making it like A-Team, where everything's bright and an explosion happens and it doesn't work.
Well,
No, it is. All they need
Not
is
the
a
movie. The
band.
movie was awesome.
It's because I'm telling you. I know you're talking about Grimm, but I'm telling you it's because it's a superhero property from DC that NBC needs it. NBC can't do that. NBC is afraid to do that.
But see, the suits aren't involved on Constantine as nearly as much as Gotham or Arrow or Flash, and I find that disconcerting, honestly. It's all about NBC and what they need for it to pair
Well,
with
exactly,
Grimm.
and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying Constantine. And you were talking about Shield and everything. Why Constantine to me is going to be the first one to fail and fail early before it can get to the point of being good.
Right.
Because NBC is notorious for ripping these shows off the air because you know what? Oh, I'm going to put a successful show at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock Eastern on a Friday night. Who's watching this show that
no,
late?
I think that you know what they messed up. Is
I
that they
am
should
when I
have
go
put
to
it
bed
on
at night.
Sci-Fi with Dominion. I don't know if you guys watch
It should have been on. It should have been in
No,
our
Sci-Fi.
Sci-fi or
Smaller
TNT
expectations.
or
FX.
Something like
FX.
that.
Yeah, FX would have worked, but they can't get into it because, you know,
They got all the Marvel.
Yeah.
money stuff.
Yeah.
So
Money
I
stuff.
wanted it on the FX because he needs to smoke cigarettes. He needs to be bisexual. He needs to be all the things that the comic book fans want because apparently we're the only ones watching the doggone show.
That's right. Well, it needs to be Hellblazer, and it's not. It's a guy in
It's
a
the watered
trench
down
coat.
Constantine 52,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
people hate. But they're bringing in the Spectre.
You're right. Oh, they are.
Yeah, I think in the
Oh.
next 2 episodes.
Let's see if they screw that one up.
They will.
They will.
I like the actor that they cast, but
That could
they
be on your
can't
show.
give us what we want. Even though I said 10 o'clock slot, they can't. It needs to be on cable.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think they should have moved it to Sci-Fi because it is a property of NBC.
Okay.
Yeah, but Sci-Fi's production company.
No, but Dominion was a sleeper
Constantine NATO.
because they deal with the same. Oh no, because they deal with the same basic stuff with
I know what you mean.
angels.
Yeah, I got you.
And Grimm is just like I found it really odd. Like, yeah, it's supposed to be dark and creepy, but not if the lights are up at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, the lights need to come down on Constantine.
It needs to find its own style.
which Gotham does. But it does.
Do you like Gotham? Honestly?
I do like Gotham, but I know where their flaws.
Okay.
I know I'm not just fanboy in love. I know where the problems are.
What about you?
Barbara Gordon, problem number one.
Big,
Barbara Keene, son.
big
Yeah.
problem with
Don't
Barbara.
you dare call her Barbara Gordon.
Big problem with Jada Pinkett on that show.
Yeah.
You know,
It was supposed to be Ben McKenzie's show, which is what I was here for. Jim freaking Gordon. Now it's an
That's what it's
ensemble
supposed to be.
cast.
And
That's
that's-
what I want to see. And have these,
GCPD.
yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
and it's never going to be.
But I think that's where, when I say I see the flaws, that's the flaw I see. You can see that show is in it. And if it refocused into that, it would be a much better show. And I do like the show. You're saying you're
it's
sketchy.
okay, but-
I like it a lot, but there's greatness hiding under the surface.
So much. And I'm just so resentful of a lot of the casting that was
Resentful.
I'm very resentful because a lot of it was contractual obligations, and that's just not how you make a show.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not. Well, is that
I
it?
agree.
Have we
Yeah.
finished Channel 52 tonight?
Yeah, definitely.
a lot of Marvel stuff on this show.
That's all right.
Sorry.
We'll call it it's an amalgam edition.
There we go. All right. Do you want to wrap it up?
Yep. Well, this has been Channel 52, live from the Blue Box. Hope you've enjoyed us.
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. All right, we're going to start the next show. Before we actually jump into it, you guys didn't know we were doing a show. I have a feeling you walked in here. Thanks for coming in, everybody. I'm Rob. We're from Southgate Media Group. We are doing podcasts here every Saturday night, and it is very interactive. So if you want to jump in and talk, jump up here and talk, feel free. Heckling is permitted against a lil only. Before we get into this second show, tonight is superhero night. We're focusing on superheroes. The first episode was about Marvel. This episode is about the dark side of comics, which is... No, I'm kidding.
The originators. Comic books, everything that you love. Marvel blatantly tells you that they're ripoffs of everything. Don't even get me started. Stanley has admitted to it in print.
All right, so you can tell this is going to be a passionate one. We're gonna do the Channel 52 podcast, which Lilith is the host of, so you won't have to hear me talk as much. But before we start, we're going to do a little, I don't know if this is so much of a trivia game, but we're going to do a little game here. See if you can guess, and I'm going to actually make Lilith and a Lil play, but anybody can yell out if they have an answer. You have to tell me. Uh-oh, I don't have the answers on here.
Superman.
Hold on. I got to get the answers to work on here.
Betty White. I do like Batman. Always Betty White.
Forrest Leachman.
Yeah, okay. We're playing a game called Batman or Shakespeare. So I'm going to read you a quote, and you have to tell me if it's Batman or Shakespeare. All right. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I will not become an executioner. Batman or Shakespeare? Batman or Shakespeare? Batman? Shakespeare? Batman? Batman. Batman begins. All right. Here we go. Here's the next one. Here's the next one. I will grind your bones to dust and with your blood, and I'll make a paste. That's Shakespeare. Okay. As a man, I'm flesh and blood. I can be ignored. I can be destroyed. That's an easy one. Shakespeare. No, I'm kidding. Batman.
We should do more with Batman.
Okay. Well, those are obvious. Those are all the Christian Bale Batman Begins. Okay. I will encounter darkness as a bride and hug it in my arms. I will encounter I will encounter darkness as a bride and hug it in my arms. Shakespeare. Molly, you fail.
So no one.
Your feast is nearly over. From this moment on, none of you are safe.
Batman.
Batman? Yes. No, it's Batman Year One. I knew that one. All right, let's see. I'm going to... how dare you? Those are great.
Are we gonna quote Batman 66 now, too?
Can we quote Spider-Man 66 now, please? 68, Batman 66. Yeah. All right. Smoldering, I burn you. Burning you, I flare, hot and bright and fierce and beautiful. Batman! Dark Knight Returns. Yeah.
He was quoting Shakespeare.
All right.
Miller rips off Shakespeare all the time.
Okay, this is going to be the last one.
Oh, I know.
Oh, this is a good one. You want to do more? Well, we'll do more in a little bit. How's that? Okay. Sometimes it's only madness that makes us what we are. Batman. And it's possibly the only comic Martha has read at the Arkham Asylum. All right, so we will end there with the Batman Shakespeare, which you, I'm going to say you all won. We're just going to go. I was going to say you all failed, but you all actually did pretty well with it. You have failed this city.